Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I wanted to welcome you to Mental Health Storytime presented by the Children's Book Bank. We are going to read two stories today. The first book we're going to read is called Happy Hippo, Angry Duck by Sandra Boynton. I really like Sandra Boynton. I think her illustrations, her drawings are so much fun. And she has really important things to say. And she gets them through with her message and her words and her pictures. Hello, little person. How are you today? Is your mood quite terrific or only okay? First, this book, let me tell you a secret. It's not just for little people. It's for all kinds of people, big people, small people, medium people. I think this book could have just said, hello, person. How are you today? Because people of all sizes and all ages have all different kinds of moods. So I think this is for everyone. Are you happy as a hippo or angry as a duck? Maybe sad as a chicken. Can you sadly say, cluck, cluck? Here's our hippo. And there's our duck. And there's the chicken sadly saying, cluck, cluck. Are you grumpy as a moose? Or as excited as a dog? Worried as a rabbit? Contented as a frog? Perhaps like a pig, you are sweetly amused. Or perhaps like a cow, you're completely confused. You might feel that somehow you've lost all your fizz. Or you're frazzled like a, frazzled thing? I'm not sure what it is. Well, I hope you are happy. But if you are not, you have friends who will help you and family. We like you a lot. And a difficult mood is not here to stay. Everyone's moods will change day to day. Unless you're that duck. He's always this way. And that is the end of the book. Happy Hippo, Angry Duck, a book of moods by Sandra Boynton. I like this book because it gives names for all different kinds of feelings that I have. When I'm happy, I kind of know when I'm happy. I'm happy right now. But when I'm sad or angry or confused like that cow, sometimes it's easy. I shouldn't say easy, it's hard to be able to put a name to that feeling or that mood. Sometimes you're feeling all of those moods at one time, and that can be hard. But this book gives us all different words to describe some different moods that we might have, and sometimes just by giving a name to our mood, it makes me feel better. And sometimes if I know the name of the mood, I can tell someone who's special to me, a friend or a family member, and then they might better understand how I'm feeling and they might be able to help me. Or maybe they just listen, or maybe they give me a hug, and that makes me feel better too. So that was Happy Hippo, Angry Duck, a book of moods by Sandra Boynton. And I said we were going to read two stories today. And the other book that I thought we'd read is called How Full Is Your Bucket? For kids, because there's versions for adults too. And it's written by Tom Rath and Mary Reckmeyer, and it's illustrated by Maurie J. Manning. This book, just so you know, the main character, his name's Felix, he's going to learn from his grandfather about an imaginary bucket that we all carry over our heads all day long. And when the bucket is full, we feel really good and we're happy. And when the bucket is near empty, or even empty, we feel awful. And it's going to talk about how that bucket is important to us and how everyone has a bucket and how we can help our bucket and how we can help other people's buckets. How full is your bucket for kids? Felix was putting one of his last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. I want to build with you, she said. Felix scowled. Go away. You're too little. I'm big. Stay back. You'll knock it over. I could be very careful. Go play with your baby toys, Anna. And this is how Anna is feeling. You can see her thought bubble. Look at those feelings. She wrote a picture. She wrote Felix. She wrote his name and she drew a picture. And look at those awful, well, not awful scribbles can be okay too, but I can tell those are angry scribbles. She does not feel very good. Uh-oh, and look what she does. Thwack! Grandpa! Grandpa shook his head. Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad. But when it's full, she feels great. Didn't you ever notice your own bucket? Invisible bucket? Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. But the next morning, when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating over his head. Like he just noticed. Thank goodness his grandpa told him about it, because now he can think about it. When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. I've got a meeting this morning and it's almost time to go. Anna, sit still. You can see her mom is getting Anna's hair brushed in the morning. There's the puppy dog. My puppy dog does that. He carries his bowl around when he's like, hello, someone give me some food, please. And there's Felix up on the counter trying to get himself a box of cereal. Felix slipped, and cocoa wheat scattered across the floor. Felix, yelled his mom, you should have used a stool to reach that. Felix could feel his bucket tip, and big, invisible drips spill out. Drip, drip. Ha ha, Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus, scolded Mom. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the cocoa wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he can even take one bite, Buster, that's the name of the dog, Buster, jumped up and grabbed the muffin from his hand. Drip. Hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has one just like it. Drip. That wouldn't feel very good. These people are whispering in the corner down the hall. Psst, Felix. Psst, drip. Watch out, shrimp. Drip. It was morning, and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. And look at Felix's face. He does not look like a happy boy. As he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. That's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. Felix slumped into his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Bumblenickel, well, that's a fun name, Bumblenickel, walked slowly up to his desk and handed him a paper. He could hardly bear to look. His bucket's pretty empty right now. He can't even think of something good happening. Or he's like, my day can't get any worse. And then Mrs. Bumblenickle says, Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class? Felix grinned and felt a big drop land right in his bucket. Drop, plop, blink, drop. The Gigantosaurus who wanted a pet. By me, Felix. Look how great he feels. It's going to be scary being at the front of the room, but Mrs. Bumblenickle, she helped fill his bucket. He's starting to feel better, and he's reading in front of his class, and he's confident. He knows he did a good job. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. When Felix finally read the end, everyone clapped. Even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. Drop. Oh, look, he got a note in his lunch pail. It says, there's a heart and the letter U. Love you, Mom. Drop. Team captains today are Veronica and Felix. Oh, he heard his name, and it's in a good way, so he gets a drop in his bucket. It's getting fuller and fuller. Nice cow. I think he's in art class here. It's a dog. Well, nice colors there, Felix. Oh, and here's a friend saying, cool laser ant backpack, Felix. He's getting compliments. People are helping fill his bucket. By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. Oh, and look, now he looks around. Oh, and look, I think he's going to talk about that. At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. You can see, oh, there's somebody standing in the corner by herself, but she's happy. Sometimes, like, just because you're by yourself, being by yourself can be a lot of fun. And her bucket feels really good. It's full. This boy, though, he would like some company right now, so his bucket is not feeling very good. Oh, this teacher just dropped some papers and their bucket's getting a little bit emptier. These girls here are having a good day. There's some people playing on the playground. Oh, this guy is hoping he's going to catch this ball. He's not. He's a little bit worried about it. It's okay to be worried, but maybe he's having a rough day too. His bucket's a little empty. Oh, there's that teacher we were talking about. Drop. Let me help you. Drop. So wait a minute. Felix got a drop and the teacher got a drop when Felix helped the teacher. Here's your baseball. Catch. Oh, he got a drop in his bucket too. Thanks, dude. Drop. Hi, I'm Felix. First day? Yes, I'm Amir. Oh, and they both got a drop in their bucket. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket. Look how full it is by the end of the day. When Felix burst in the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works." Then he saw Anna's torn doll. Bad dog, he almost scolded. But then he thought, dogs might have invisible buckets too. Your doll will be okay, Anna, said Felix. Mom will fix her. Wah! Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks? And look, there's Anna's bucket. She's just noticed her doll's ripped, but I think she's going to feel better soon. There's the grandpa's bucket. You can see it above his head. And look, the Buster, the dog, even has a bucket too. And there's the end. And so they did. And look at their buckets. They're both feeling pretty good. They're working together. And Felix has learned that his bucket's pretty important and he can help other people's buckets too. So that was How Full Is Your Bucket for kids. As I said, there's a version for adults too of some kind. I don't think I actually have it, but I think there's one for adults as well. But I think this one, again, goes for anybody because I think it's important that we all know that we have a bucket over our head and that we can help other people's buckets. And when days aren't easy or great or happy, we can make other people's buckets feel better and at the same time make our own bucket feel better and fuller. So things like waving to the person who collects your garbage in the morning, or saying thank you to the crossing guard who walks you to school safely every day, or asking a teacher, how are you? Those are things that doesn't matter how old you are or how big you are or how important you think you are. We're all important, but all those things can help other people, and that's what we have to do, especially with our moods. Sometimes making other people's moods feel better, make our mood feel better too. Okay, so that was 2 books we read today. Happy Hippo, Angry Duck, A Book of Moods, and How Full is Your Bucket for kids. I hope you enjoyed listening to those stories. I really enjoyed this time with you, and I'm thinking of you and your moods and wishing you a wonderful day. Bye-bye.